Hi lovies, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here and I'm so glad you clicked on today's video. We are going to be talking about all the books that I am hoping to read in the month of October. I am feeling very ambitious. I'm feeling a little twirly. Our October TBR is pretty hefty, not gonna lie, but a lot of these books are brand new releases. They're some of my most anticipated reads of 2025 and also just fall vibes. I am craving some good cozy fall reads for the month of October. I feel like this is peak cozy season in my opinion. When I say my TBR is hefty and ambitious, I'm talking 9 books. That's pretty crazy for me. I would say I average between 6 to 8 books every single month, and even then that's kind of pushing it lately just because life has been so hectic. I find that I read the most books during the end of the year, so I'm really hoping that we can fit all of these cozy reads into the month of October. I do have a pretty hefty end of the year TBR overall. I really want to get these books in this month. With all that being said, we are gonna hop right into it, and the first one I'm actually going to share with you guys is actually a reread. And the reason why I want to reread it in the month of October is because it's a part of a bigger series, and every book kind of takes place during a specific time of year, and this is the first one in the series, which is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. It's by Lori Gilmore, and the whole series revolves in this really cute little small town. There's a very big found family trope in this series. I feel like this book pairs so well with October, and then the next one, which is The Cinnamon Bun Cafe, I feel like that pairs with November, and then the next book after that pairs with December and holiday time, and you know, just keeps kind of going. So I wanted to reread this one because I actually hear that the series gets really good. Book 1 was kind of a flop for me last year, if I'm remembering correctly. I feel like this was just kind of bland and there wasn't a lot of like substance to it in my opinion, but I thought it'd be really fun to give it a second chance this month and also just kind of jump back into this series because I do really want to read the other books, but I want to reread this one first because I don't remember all the characters or the overall storyline of the town. Our FMC in this is Jeannie, and her aunt actually gives her this cafe in Dream Harbor, so she decides to take the chance, go there, try running the cafe, and our MMC is Logan, and he is probably one of the biggest grumps I've ever read about, and if I'm remembering correctly, I feel like his character was so grumpy that I didn't actually really like him, so I'm curious to see how I'm gonna kind of perceive him reading it a second time through. But Logan in this story is a local farmer who basically delivers all the produce to Jeannie and her shop every day, so that's kind of how they meet and start getting acquainted with one another, and the rest is for us to read about. But that is the main idea of this story. It's pretty simple and to the point. I do remember the vibes of this being very cozy and just perfect for fall time, so I'm very excited to give this a reread, kind of see if I like it more, if I like it less. I think I rated it 3 stars last year, so we will see what happens with this. Next up, we have a brand new release, a book that is very high on my TBR for this year because it is a part of one of my favorite fantasy series literally of all time. We have Holly by Adeline Grace. This is actually a belladonna novella, which I did not know this was gonna be a novella just because it is like a full-size book. Okay girls, this is a full-size book. It's a little over 300 pages, and I cannot tell you guys how excited I am to read this book. If you've been around on the channel for a while, you guys have definitely heard me talk about belladonna and that whole series. It is one of my favorites of all time. If you haven't heard of that series, I could not recommend checking it out enough. It is so fun. It's so different. I actually randomly picked up book 1 last year to try it out, and I really didn't think I was gonna like it because it is kind of a dark academia vibe. It revolves around ghost, death, life, fate. Our FMC Signa in that series actually can see ghosts and interact with them. So personally going into it, I didn't really necessarily think I was gonna like it, and I think I ended up reading it in a vlog for like finding my next 5-star. It was my 5-star of the video, I'm pretty sure, because it was so good. It's a very dark gothic theme throughout the entire series, and I feel like it was the perfect mix of mystery, romance, and adventure. Could not recommend that series enough, especially the last book, Wisteria. Oh my gosh, literally still thinking about that book and those characters. Anyways, we have a novella to follow up on that incredible series. It's called Holly, and I am so excited for this because I'm pretty sure it's covering all of the characters from the Belladonna series. During the holiday time, I think they're throwing a holiday Christmas party in this, and it's gonna be like a storyline with all the characters, but I'm so excited. I love Belladonna so very much. I love Signa and Blythe. I love Fate and Death. Everything about the series is so good, and honestly, if you haven't read it before, I feel like this is the perfect time to pick up the series because it definitely has that dark gothic, dark academia theme to it, and I feel like it's just perfect for cozy season. Also, let's quickly talk about how beautiful the artwork is, okay? This is the hard cover of the book. Absolutely lovely, and to be honest, this is perfect for probably like holiday time in December because that's kind of the whole setting of the story. I can't help myself. I have to read it now. The whole series has beautiful covers like this, and I'm just obsessed with them. And then we also have some beautiful inside artwork. I can't, guys. I'm unwell over how beautiful and cute our characters look. We also have more characters in the back. And then something else I just noticed is that the entire book, look at the coloring of the font in the chapters. Like, what? This is so beautiful. I am literally obsessed. I feel like they did such a good job with designing this special edition. Oh my gosh, even the dedication is so good. In a town that looks like a fairy tale, there lives a girl who believed in this Christmas novella long before I did. This one is for her. I'm sorry I changed the title, but I hope she loves what's inside. I already love it so much. I can't wait. We have another special edition book that I just picked up, and oh my goodness, the special editions that are coming out this year, they are probably some of the best ones I have seen in a really long time. Next up, we have Twilight by Stephanie Meyer, a cult classic. I am so excited to read this book this October. I have not read Twilight. Goodness, I don't think I've read Twilight since the movies were coming out, and I was very young when those movies were coming out. I feel like every fall the Twilight series is a necessity for me to sit down and watch. It's just something that I grew up with and was obsessed with when I was little, so it definitely holds a special place in my heart. This edition is... I think this may top one of the best special edition books I have ever owned. First off, the hardcover case is absolutely stunning. When you slide the actual book out, we have the front cover, but then on the back, we also have this small little quote that I just think is so perfect. Twilight, again, another ending. No matter how perfect the day is, it always has to end. And then when you open it up, there's some gorgeous inside pages. There's some beautiful artwork in here. Another book they did such a good job in bringing back to life. We also have some gold pages here, but the best part of this book is what the pages hold inside. When you flip the pages one way, it's Bella, and then when you flip them the opposite way, you get Edward. I've never seen anything like this in my entire life. I think this is probably one of the coolest books I have ever seen, and I'm so happy that it was Twilight. I feel like this is going to be such a fun series to jump into this fall. Guys, I'm not even kidding. The special editions just keep on coming. We have a Lightlark duology special edition. Another one of my favorite series ever is the Lightlark series by Alex Astor. That entire series is so fun. I also still think about those characters every day. I'm patiently waiting for any breadcrumbs Alex Astor is willing to give us right now because I just need to know what happens, especially after the last book that came out, which was Sky Shade. Oh my gosh, the cliffhanger. I am so unwell from all the cliffhangers these fantasy books want to leave us on. And now I'm here waiting patiently to find out what happens. This is a new book that I think is basically 2 novellas, and it's coming from the point of view of our 2 two MMCs in the series. Oh my gosh, look at this. This edition is so beautifully thought out. I cannot believe they even came out with something like this. I thought it was just gonna come out as a normal book, and then when I saw this edition in the store, my jaw literally dropped to the floor, guys. I'm not even kidding. Really quick so you guys can really see it in its glory. This is Oro's cover. I love the design of it. This is Grimm's cover. We also have some beautiful, beautiful printed edges that is combining Grimm, Isla, and Oro. And then when you slide the book out of the box, we have full character artwork of both our MMCs. So obsessed with both of them. Honestly, my heart aches for both of them in the series, but I think I'm still Team Grimm just because I feel like I'm always rooting for our morally gray MMC. I just can't help myself. But we have amazing character artwork here. The printed edges of this are absolutely stunning, and then for each character they get their own character artwork with our FMC Isla. My heart aches for Oro, but Grimm, come on, how can you not root for him and Isla? Beautiful artwork in this book though, and basically we are getting two different novellas and stories from the point of view of our two MMCs, and I feel like this is gonna be so good, especially because in the Light Lark series you really are mainly focusing on Isla's story, so I think it's gonna be really cool and different to see everything from their point of view. Even the spine of this hard case is so cool. If you've never heard of Light Lark before, it's another incredible fantasy series, and basically there's a bunch of rulers who come together every year to take part in this thing called the Centennial, and the whole point of it is for all the rulers to work together to hopefully break this curse that is affecting the entire universe, and it's affecting all the kingdoms. Our FMC in the series though is Isla Crown, and she actually does not have powers, and she doesn't really have a way to defend her people and defend her kingdom. That's kind of the main plot of book 1, and then you go through book 2 and book 3, and there are crazy plot twists in there. We have an incredible love triangle as well that I am still very much living for and can't wait to just jump back into it. Next we have The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy. This is by Bridget Knightley, and it is book 1 in the Dearly Beloathed series. The rest of the books I'm actually going to share with you guys are books that I'm pulling from my September TBR and kind of rolling over into the month of October. This book I am so excited for. I randomly picked it up at Barnes because it just sounded really interesting to me. Loyalties are tested in the slow burn enemies to lovers romantasy following an assassin and a healer forced to work together to cure a fatal disease while resisting the urge to kill each other, or worse, fall in love. So our MMC in this is a part of this group of assassins, and he ends up getting really sick, I believe. The only person that can heal him is our FMC, who is like one of the best healers, I believe. But the only problem is that they come from like different factions or different groups that literally despise each other. So I believe our MMC basically offers something to our FMC in exchange for her to help heal him in this disease. And then when I talked about this book briefly last month, I had a few people reach out and tell me that it's actually supposed to be kind of like a fanfic between Draco and Hermione from Harry Potter. There is so much hype between Draco and Hermione. I feel like there are so many fanfics out there. I know there's like the one big one that everyone is raving about right now. I had no idea that this was supposed to be like a fanfic with them. Nonetheless, I am pretty excited about it. I feel like for Hermione to have a romance with Draco, our morally gray character, kind of excites me and makes me more interested. This is another really cool cover in my opinion though. I really love our character artwork and also just all the little drawings around it. It kind of reminds me of the artwork for Accomplice to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayer, which is my next book. I'm actually reading this right now for a reading vlog, so you guys will hear more about this very soon. But in another one of my favorite fantasy series, which I know I'm saying like every series out there is my favorite, my October TBR just so happens to include so many new releases for my favorite series. But this is book 3 in the Assistant to the Villain series, another amazing romantasy series. I'm sure by the title you guys can already guess what it's kind of about, but our FMC in this is Evie Sage, and she is the assistant to our grumpy villain, who is Tristan. In book 1, it's a lot of setting up, getting to know our characters, but nonetheless, it is so fun. Evie has this cute, bubbly personality to her, and when she ends up working for the villain, she kind of turns his whole world upside down because she's so bubbly. Our villain Tristan, who is very used to being feared by everybody, very closed off, quickly has his whole world turned around. Everyone in the world literally fears our villain except Evie, and and it kind of throws him through a loop because he's like, well, why isn't this sweet girl afraid of me? There's so much humor in these books too. Like, you will find yourself laughing out loud. And the best way I kind of describe it to people when I'm recommending this series, it's like a backwards fairy tale where instead of the villain actually being the bad guy, he's actually the good guy. The whole storyline really keeps you on your toes. It's a slow burn. There's an amazing found family in here. There's a lot of humor in the books, but there's also a lot of serious moments, and then just everything about it is really cozy in my opinion. Definitely a lot of fairy tale references and vibes as well, which I really like. This little frog in the corner is a real character in the story as well. His name is Kingsley, and he is so funny. He literally has a little sign like this where he will write things on it and kind of engage in the conversations in the book. In book 1, it's a lot of setting up and getting to know your characters. In book 2, there's a lot more action and adventure. We're getting a lot more romance and little things that we were craving from book 1, and then we're also exploring and diving deeper into the side characters, which just further expands the found family in the series, which is one of my favorite found families I think I've ever read about. Hannah Nicole Mayer does such a good job with immersing her readers into her stories. You really feel like you're in it and like you're a character. Another fantastic series to pick up during the fall time if you haven't read it before. Next we have Wildcard by Elsie Silver. This is book 4 in her Rose Hill series, and I am kind of excited for this one because I do feel like I've been hearing a lot more good things about this book. The last book I wasn't too crazy about, and I went into it thinking I was gonna love it because our MMC in that was like a professional wrestler, and I thought it'd be a really fun and different romance. Ended up being like one of the worst books of 2025 for me. I'm still trying to be optimistic with the series though, especially because our MMC in this is Bash, and I've been so curious about his character since book 1. So I have very high hopes for it. It does sound like it's going to be a very crazy one in my opinion. Sebastian Rousseau is a grumpy, hot as hell fire pilot, but unfortunately for Gwen, he's also her ex-boyfriend's dad. How does that happen? I don't know, but I can't wait to find out how. Another brand new release is Love Arranged by Lauren Asher. This is book 3 in her Lakefront Billionaire series, and I actually have been enjoying this series so far. I feel like Lauren Asher is definitely a must-buy author for me because I was obsessed with the Dirty Air series as well as her Dreamland Billionaire series. I just really like her writing style. For me, it's super easy to keep up with, and she just writes really good romances in my opinion. This is her newest book in the series though, and it's all about Lorenzo and Lily. Lorenzo, we have heard so much about throughout book 1 and book 2. I am so excited to kind of find out what his story is in this one and why he is the way that he is, because in book 1 and book 2, he's kind of a character that people don't really seem to like in town. I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, he's also running for like mayor of the town now. So this book is going to be quite crazy since everyone literally doesn't like him. I'm pretty sure that's how our FMC gets involved, Lily. She is a local who is very well liked, and she agrees to this fake relationship, I believe. Lily also has her own business, but it's kind of struggling and in trouble, so Lorenzo's like her only hope in saving it. And the last book I have is just a fun little hockey romance that I thought would be cool to throw into October, just because, you know, we are kind of getting back into hockey time. I decided to throw in Breaking Point by Mads Rafferty. Our MMC in this is Grayson, and he's like a hockey star, but he's having a whole lot of issues, and he's trying to keep a specific image in the spotlight, so he agrees to a PR relationship with our FMC, who is Bella. She recently took the role as his personal assistant to help pay for her mother's medical bills. So I feel like both our characters are going to have very heavy storylines, which I think is going to be interesting. I feel like it's definitely going to build up that emotional theme in the story. We will see what happens, but that is the 9th and final book on my October TBR. We'll see what happens, guys. It's very ambitious of me. It's very optimistic of me. But never say never. You never know. I feel like that is a pretty fun and solid October TBR though. I could not be more excited for the month of October. There are so many fun things happening this month. Let me know down below in the comments what books you are reading in the month of October. What cozy fall books are on your radar this year, because I feel like I'm seeing so many cute new fall romances pop up. I'm kind of curious about them. So if you've read any, or if you have any on your radar, definitely let me know down below. With all that being said though, I love you guys so very much, and I will see you in the next video, which hopefully is a reading vlog because we have 9 books to read in the month of October. There's no time for me to play around.